Hey everyone, what's up? In this video we want to take a close look to Prodeus, which is inspired by games like Doom and Quake. And if you are a fan of old school shooter games, be sure to check it out. Welcome to new episode of Game Review. In this one we want to take a close look at a brand new retro first-person shooter game, Prodeus. And actually I played the early access and its early access review. Prodeus was developed by Mhmdaminq software and published by Humble Games, and they said that the full game will be released next year. This game seems to inspired by Doom franchise, or if I want to be specific, Brutal Doom. And the Prodeus is not focusing on storytelling, or it's not trying to be a game with a deep story that makes you think about it after the game. The main focus is the gameplay, and we get onto it, but first I just want to talk about graphics. The first things that catch my attention was the graphics and texture models. Actually, they made a pretty good concoction between modern and old graphics design. For me, it's like a 90s game with that sort of pattern, colors and everything. And remind me to arcade games too. And it feels like a classic shooter game, but at the same time feels fresh and new. You can also change the graphic and screen overlay in the setting. Or in a better way, you can customize it in the way that you like. As I said before, it's really like Doom Brutal and also Quake. In my opinion, Prodeus is a remake of Doom. In general, they're successful in transferring the feel of retro or 90s FPS games by this graphics quality. As I said before, we don't have a good story here, and the only goal is to destroy Prodeus and everything that gets in the way. And in each one you have to find a roam and blast every demon that shows up on your way. Prodeus facing you with several demons and enemies. The variety of enemies is good. They have demons named Fins, but come on, they are really like imps. Lungers which like pinky demons. Loaders, and many more will show up level by level. In this game you don't have any special abilities or some sort of power. There is no sign of glory kills or something like that too. I guess the developers want to bring us back to a time which video games were simple and really cool. And as you know, many Doom fans complain about this kind of stuff. But in Prodeus, you just have to pick a gun and make the screen red. Weapons in this game categorized according to ammo. We have bullets, shells, rockets, plasma and chaos. The identical bullets of some guns limits you in the game, and these things sometimes force you to use only 2 or 3 guns in the level, or a rocket launcher which has not enough ammo and you should be careful about it. We also have dual machine guns and I really like them. They're a little bit lousy when you're shooting with both at the same time, but it's a great option for short range situations. Also we have an arc rail and plasma gun, and shotgun which has a pretty good range in Prodeus. I actually found it very useful and handy. Shooting mechanism of the Prodeus is quite acceptable. It's really simple but feels good, and distance in the shooting is really important, especially for the shotgun. Also enemies destruction feels really good and developers created in a good way. As you know, Prodeus is an FPS game with really fast gameplay, and during the game you don't need to use the running button cause it's fast enough. But I don't know why they add reloading to the game. Weapons reloading too fast, but it still feels wrong, and I think it's really against the purpose of game. But if you want to see a bright side, it's make the game more challenging. At least they can make it optional. The design of each level is really cool. After some minutes of playing, you really immerse in the atmosphere and environment of the game. All maps designed with a lot of details, and it would be really fun to check them out. The main environment, like everything else, is inspired by Doom. But at some point, they made a good visual tribute by great colors. Red and orange colors, and also the contrast in some places. And sometimes it gives me a sci-fi feeling. And also the game is saturated with demons' blood. Another important part is the soundtracks. The music composed by Andrei Holsholt and James Paddock. Holsholt is a master of making soundtracks for retro shooter games, and at first levels we hear intense and action music and then some epics or cinematic ones. Actually, I really like the transition of soundtracks. You also have a mini map which is helpful in some way. They designed a really cool 3D map, and in some situations when you mixed up it just showed away. In general, it's a good retro FPS game. And as I said before, it's like a remake of Doom. But it's not perfect. For example, developers can be more creative and add some new demons. The variety of guns is great, and you have everything that you need for exterminating demons. We can't see much story or connection with the main character, which is bad. But if you are a fan of old school FPS games with a Doom theme, Prodeus would be a good option. And we shouldn't forget that it's an early access version, and they could improve the game. And it's currently available in Steam and GOG. Check it out and be sure to share your opinions about the game in comments with me. And at last, I just want to say, check our channel, share your opinions about our content. It could be really helpful, and don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Also, we have a technology channel, and if you like tech stuff, make sure to stop by. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.